Imagine a bustling city investing heavily in workforce development, yet consistently overlooking some of its most potent resources. The arts, libraries, and the Summer Youth Employment Programme, SYEP. These pillars not only train and connect tens of thousands of New Yorkers to opportunities, but do so in ways that are often more equitable and effective than conventional methods. Yet, they remain marginalized, underfunded, and isolated within the broader policy landscape. To craft a truly inclusive and forward-thinking workforce strategy, New York City must recognize these elements as essential rather than secondary components. Let's delve deeper into why each plays a crucial role. The arts as economic infrastructure. The arts are frequently undervalued as a significant industry, despite generating over $10.5 billion annually and supporting more than 72,000 jobs across various sectors like performance, design, education, and media. These roles cultivate valuable skills in communication, project management, and digital production, which are highly sought after in fields ranging from tourism to technology. However, the institutions nurturing this talent, such as community arts groups, public schools, and non-profit cultural centres, often struggle with chronic underfunding and exclusion from workforce initiatives. This neglect is counterproductive. Arts organisations are often the first employers for young creatives and serve as cornerstone institutions in local economies. Unfortunately, they frequently face delayed payments, unstable contracts, and a lack of consistent funding, which degrades job quality and hinders expansion. Recent reductions in federal support for the National Endowment for the Arts and the Institute of Museum and Library Services, IMLS, have exacerbated this issue, leading to the closure of programs and the loss of jobs. Every financial setback in the arts ripples through adjacent sectors like hospitality, education, and media. The Workforce Development Agenda for New York proposes integrating the arts into educational frameworks, economic mobility strategies, and sector plans. This involves acknowledging teaching artists as integral to the youth workforce ecosystem, placing SYEP participants in arts-related positions linked to credentials, and incorporating cultural organizations into digital equity and infrastructure planning. It's time for policy to reflect the arts' contributions to workforce development. Libraries, gateways to economic opportunity. Public libraries stand out as the most accessible, trusted, and affordable entry points for workforce development in New York City. They provide free internet access, resume assistance, digital skills training, job search tools, and credentialing services without requiring eligibility criteria, stigma, or barriers to entry. For many New Yorkers, libraries represent the sole pathway into the labor market. Despite their critical role, libraries are often viewed as cultural amenities rather than essential workforce tools. Budget cuts have reduced operating hours, delayed maintenance, and decreased staffing levels, even as demand for their workforce services grows. The potential elimination of federal IMLS funding threatens to dismantle programs vital to adult literacy, job training, and digital equity, services that directly support the city's economic objectives. Libraries bridge systemic gaps by acting as navigators within a fragmented workforce system, guiding residents to services offered by various agencies, non-profits, and programs. The Workforce Development Agenda advocates for expanded economic mobility hubs, a role libraries are already fulfilling. However, without formal recognition in funding models or workforce strategies, their impact remains limited. Designating libraries as workforce infrastructure could unlock transformative outcomes. With minimal investment, they could integrate into data systems tracking credentialing, job placement, and wage growth. Libraries could also serve as anchor points for underrepresented adult job seekers, offering comprehensive support in environments people trust. libraries are indispensable, and the city must acknowledge their value. Reimagining SYEP as a career pathway. The Summer Youth Employment Program invests over $240 million annually to support more than 90,000 young people, making it the largest publicly funded youth employment initiative in the United States. SYEP is politically resilient, widely supported, and proven to yield immediate benefits. A 2022 U.S. Department of Labor study revealed that SYEP participants earned 3 times more than non-participants during the program, and were 54 percentage points more likely to secure employment that summer. However, these advantages dissipate within 5 to 9 years. Why? Because SYEP operates as a seasonal intervention rather than a structured career pathway. Participants join, work, and leave without ongoing support, credentialing, or links to long-term employment opportunities. This model conflicts with the city's objective of fostering pathways to high-quality, sustainable jobs. The Workforce Development Agenda stresses structured choice, longitudinal data collection, and alignment with high-demand sectors. SYEP should function as a launchpad, not an isolated experience. It needs to evolve into a year-round program featuring fall mentorship, winter skill enhancement, and spring transition support tied to education, apprenticeships, or unsubsidized employment. It should align with other youth initiatives like CUNY Reconnect and Career Ready NYC, focusing on long-term outcomes such as wage growth, retention, and career advancement, not just participation. In a city where over a quarter of young adults are underemployed or disconnected, a workforce strategy that ends in August is unsustainable. Summer jobs are the starting point, not the finish line of career development. A unified vision for economic mobility. What unites the arts, libraries, and SYEP is their unique positioning at the crossroads of community, equity, and workforce access. Each system reaches individuals often overlooked by traditional approaches and cultivates skills transferable across industries, yet they are underutilized by existing policies and funding mechanisms. We need a more cohesive, data-driven, and equity-focused workforce strategy. This means treating the arts as a genuine industry, libraries as vital infrastructure, and SYEP as a structured pipeline. These components are the bedrock of a 21st century workforce strategy. New York City possesses the talent, tools, and networks. It now requires the political will and policy framework to unite them.